one thing about fear is it will have you in a chokehold for longer than you need to be in if you allow it to. Fear is 1000% natural, we know this, but fear can get a little out of hand. We could want something so bad and we can logically be like, oh, I want to take this step forward in that direction. But fear will lock in, and it's for the purpose of protecting us ultimately. I mentioned this in one of my earlier videos where I was discussing how self-doubt is designed to ultimately keep us safe, because that's the brain's only job, is to keep us safe. And it's gonna do what it needs to do, whether that is make you fear your choices to the point where you don't even take a step forward, make you doubt yourself to the point where you don't even believe that you can even take that step forward. Oh, the brain gonna do what it needs to do. But that's when we need to analyze and take a step back and look at the bigger picture and analyze the fear's role and if this fear is actually warranted. And let's take a look at what fear actually means. Per the dictionary, fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or a threat. So if you are going into a situation, of course your brain, if it has not experienced that situation or that person, of course it's just naturally categorizing it as a threat. It's like default mode, like that is a threat. Don't go over there, stay away from that. Because it's just doing its job. Again, like I said, it's trying to protect you. So that makes sense, which is why I want you to do a little bit more analyzing of, well, what makes this a threat exactly? If I was to do X, Y, and Z, why is that so scary? Why is that so dangerous? Why would that cause me harm? Because I want you to remember that no matter what decision you make, you can always make another decision after that. You can change your mind. Just because you decide to take one step forward in one direction doesn't mean that you can't take another step in a different direction if you don't like that step once you arrive there. I think fear comes into play when we envision something for ourselves and we want to do it, and then we try to think of like worst case scenarios. We try to convince ourselves that even if we take that step forward, it probably won't work out anyway, because that's just your brain trying to keep you safe and comfortable where you are at. It's normal to fear something that's unknown, right? Like that, to me, if you logically think about that, that makes sense. You're stepping into a zone that you've never been in before. You're doing something you've never done before. You're going towards an experience that you have no idea how to even handle this once you arrive there. It's natural to feel fear. And I think that that's completely okay. But I still think we gotta keep moving forward anyway. I remember I was told a long time ago, there's a saying, feel the fear and do it anyway. But I want to challenge that actually. I think we should feel the fear, analyze the fear, and then align ourselves with the next step as we go towards where we want to end up. But I think instead of feeling the fear and then just going into it, I think we should feel the fear, analyze why is this fear coming up? What is this fear trying to tell me? And then self-soothe until we are completely aligned with taking steps forward. Because one thing about fear is if it's not dealt with before you take your steps, sometimes you can end up in a space where you're regretting your decisions. And that's not what I want for you. I'm sure you've experienced that before. I've experienced that before, but I want you to recognize the fear. Okay, what is this fear trying to tell me? This is something that I need to acknowledge within myself so that I can move forward. But I want you to be aligned with moving forward. I don't want you to get to a point where you move forward and you're like, see, and it's like this self-fulfilling prophecy of you're basically living what you predicted, right? Because you were so scared of what was gonna happen, you went and then it happens and you're like, see, this is exactly what I was fearing. And that's another role I think fear plays, is you're trying to find evidence that you're correct. You're trying to find evidence that you did in fact make the wrong decision, that you shouldn't have done it, that the fear was correct. No. That's not how I want you to approach this. I want you to deal with the fear. It can help if you have a licensed professional to discuss your fears with, or if you don't have that, your journal is gonna be your next best bet. Do not sleep on journaling. Journaling will help you gain clarity because you're getting your thoughts onto paper. You're getting everything out. You're not hindering what thoughts are coming to you. You're getting it out so that you can analyze exactly, why am I anxious about this? Why am I feeling all this fear about this one particular situation? And write out all the worst case scenarios. That's what I mean by feel the fear, acknowledge it, and work with it, work through it. What exactly are you afraid of happening if you do take that step? Write out all of the possibilities that you could think of. And then once you write them out, look at them and be like, okay, so if this were to happen, how would I dig myself out of that? Or what could I do to solve this problem if this were an issue that arises in the future? There is always another choice. That's what I want to get to the root of here. Is fear is letting you know that this is a new zone you're going into and you're not comfortable. You don't have control. You don't feel secure because it's unfamiliar, and that's fine. I think change is good, and this applies to anything in life. This applies to work, relationships, new experiences. Like, we might have some fears that other people don't. Like, you might fear heights and another person may not. You might fear jumping out of a plane and another person's like just ready to jump out, right? You might fear leaving a position. You might fear success. There's so many things that people fear. The list is infinite, right? But I want to focus on the fear of change and stepping into a new zone, right? Stepping into a new experience of life, whether it's moving, getting a new job, stepping out, taking a leap, making new friends, getting into a new relationship, whatever the case may be. Fear always comes up in these places because it's trying to protect us. Even the fear of heights and stuff, and the fear of jumping out of a plane, that's warranted fear. I feel like that's the brain doing its job. It's like, wait a minute, what exactly are you doing right now? I need you to think about this. Take a step back. Why are we jumping out of this plane? And why are we up here so high up? What are you doing? You need to get back on the ground. So stuff like that, I understand that. But when it comes to the fear of unknown, of a new situation, then we gotta work through those things, because I still want you to have the best experience possible in this life, right? If it's true that we only get one life, then we can't let fear keep us stuck in the same place for years at a time. We can't let fear take control. We gotta take control, right? And that's what's funny. It's like the fear is arising from this potential lack of control of this unknown situation. But now we gotta get control of the fear, feel it, work with it, work through it by analyzing, again, why is this coming up? What is this trying to tell me? How can I solve these issues if they do arise? And then once you feel aligned and you feel secure with the whole thought process and you've worked through it, then take the steps. Then go. It's time to go. It's time to do it. And doing things that you're in alignment with, chef's kiss. Because if you're taking steps and the fear is still there and it's just to the point where you can't even think straight, that's a sign that you need to wait until you work through it some more. You don't need to just be impulsively sporadic and just like ignoring your feelings of fear, and then you end up in situations that you don't want to be in. No, the fear is telling you something and you need to work through it. And then once you work through it, keep it moving, keep it going. And then you're gonna be so happy. You're gonna look back and be like, dang, I was really scared of this and now I'm here and it's better than I even imagined. That's what I want for you. And it's possible. It's so possible. So this is just a conversation I just wanted to have with you guys, because it's been coming up with me and my friends, and it's just so natural and it's so beautiful, because I feel like it's letting you know change is on the way, and change is so good. Change can be amazing, because no matter which way you spin it, there's a reason why you're going in that direction, and there's a reason why when you get there, it's gonna be better than you imagined. And there's something about that direction that you have to head in, because it's gonna help you evolve into who you're supposed to become. It's gonna help you along the way. And it's just a stop. Again, this new place that you're afraid to head towards, wherever that may be, it's just a stop in your journey. Once you get there, if you don't like it, I just want to remind you again, you can change your mind and go somewhere else. We are not stuck in any situation. It can appear like that for sure. I'm not denying that. It could really appear like you're stuck, but you are not. You are far from stuck. You can keep going if you don't like where you end up. You're just one decision away. You always have a choice. Don't ever feel like you don't have a choice, because you do have a choice. And I want you to remember that. So I hope this video was helpful. I know it's a quick one. I have a lot going on right now. So I just wanted to get on here and just discuss what's been on my heart this week. I am going to keep trying to be as consistent as possible, but I just am sending you so much love, If you liked this video and anything I said helped you and resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up. It's free and you help this channel and you let YouTube know that it should put this content out there so that more people can also enjoy this video. So sending you love, wishing you well, and I will see you in the next video.